afternoon, class. My name is Professor McGonagall, and this is Transfiguration. We shall continue on with our lesson, Human to Cat, Transfiguration into the feline form. Now, of course, for our more ambitious students, you are more than welcome to transform into other animals, such as a rabbit or a dog, perhaps, or maybe a pig. I do ask that you transform into something small. We are still replacing our desk from someone who transformed into an elephant. I will demonstrate. Here I am now in my fully human form, and now I am thinking of a type of cat, holding an image in my mind, and with a snap, voila. I am now a cat. Now, to return once more, once again, I think of my former self, and snap. Now, let's give it all a go. I will be having our teaching assistant, Miss Sarah from the Fairlawn Library, to guide you through these steps. I will check on your progress at the end of class.
Thank you, Professor McGonagall. I'm Ms. Sarah from the Fairlawn Library, and I will walk you through today's craft, Transfiguration sock puppets. You'll be making a two-sided sock puppet. One side will look like you, a Hogwarts student, and the other will look like a cat. Feel free to make any animal you desire. First, you will need to download and print out the Transfiguration class template. For this craft, you will only need construction paper and tape, but feel free to incorporate any other materials you see fit. Let's start with the basics. So for this craft, you're going to need one sheet of black construction paper for the student's body and arms. You'll also need an orange construction paper for the cat's body, arms, its ears, as well as its base. Next, you'll need one sheet of white construction paper for the collar, and then one sheet of red, yellow, blue, or green for the tie. Then, one sheet of brown paper for the wand. And for this puppet, I'm also going to use the brown sheet to make some hair. You'll also need some glue or some tape if you have it, a pair of scissors, a sock, and either a pencil or a Sharpie. Now, of course, with any of these colors, you are more than welcome to switch any of them out for your favorite color. First, cut out the pieces of the template. Now, the templates are not necessarily going to fit your sock, depending on whether you're using a smaller or larger sock than the one I used. Before you begin, make sure you hold the template to your sock and trim any excess paper hanging off of the material. For this section, you will need all of your construction paper and a pair of scissors. First, place one sheet of orange construction paper under the black piece of construction. Then, take the body template and either tape it to the black piece of construction paper or firmly hold it against the sheet. Cut out 2 body pieces. Next, cut out 2 black arms and 2 orange arms. You can do this by tracing 2 arms on the orange paper and cutting them out. Or you can cut out a large rectangle, fold it in half, and cut around the arm stencil, using it as a guide, just like this. you should have two black arms and 2 orange arms. You should now have 2 orange arms, 2 student arms, and 1 cat body and 1 human body. For now, let's put those to the side. Next, we'll be cutting out more of our cat features. So take your orange construction paper and cut out 2 ears. To make the 2 ears, you can either trace 2 ears on the construction paper, or again, fold the paper in half and cut along the stencil's edge. Be sure to trim if you need it. Next, we're going to make the cat face. Use the hair/face stencil piece, put it on top of a rectangle, an orange rectangle, fold it in half, and either trace out the stencil or cut along the stencil's edge. Make sure you do not cut along the folded line. Next, get your tie piece, and we're going to cut out a quick tie using either red construction paper or whatever your favorite house color. Then you're going to take your white sheet of paper and either trace or cut out a collar shape. Now take your brown piece of construction paper and cut out a brown hair piece. Of course, you can also use the black piece of paper, yellow, purple, orange, whichever color you think looks best on your student. Next, you're going to make 4 eyes. Now, you can draw a circle and then fold your paper. Or, if it's easier, fold your paper 4 times and then simply cut off the edges of the rectangle. You should have 4 eyes. Now this part is optional. You can either draw on the mouth or cat nose, or you can cut out your own smile, nose, whiskers, whatever you think will look good on your cat or your student. Now let's start assembling the puppet. Grab either glue or tape and make sure you have your black and your orange square and your black and your orange arms. Now first we're going to take the black square and we're going to glue on one of the arms. This will form your student's uniform. You can put the arms in any position, having the arms face upwards, downwards, or any other variation. Today, I'm going to keep them straight across out to the sides. Next, grab your orange square and the 2 orange arms. Now, when you glue on the orange arms, be sure that they line up exactly with the student names. This will be important for later. To be sure, I like to put the student uniform right underneath. This way you can make sure that everything lines up perfectly. You should now have 2 sides of the puppet. One for the student side and one for the cat side. Now let's work on the student side. You're going to need your collar, a wand, and your red tie. So let's start with the collar. First, we're going to glue the collar at the top of the square. My collar is a little big, so I'm going to just make some adjustments. Glue the collar to the top of the black square. Then, glue your Hogwarts tie on top of the collar. Now take your wand, glue the bottom of it, and make sure you stick it behind your puppet's ear. Now we're going to work on our cat body. For our cat body, you can decorate it however you would like. For my cat, I'm going to cut out a circle for its belly and cut out some stripes. If you would like, you can make a spotted cat, maybe add some different colors using construction paper. Maybe add some glitter, sequins, buttons, however you want to express your cat side. Be sure if you're using any other household materials to ask permission first. Don't forget to add paws. Great job, everyone. Now we're going to move on to assembling our puppet. Now we're going to take our cat bodies and our student uniforms. So placing the cat's decorated side down, you're going to use some tape. Roll it so it's double-sided and place it on the cat's left arm. You can also use a little glue. Next, you're going to take your student's left arm and you're going to place it right on top of the cat's. For now, we're only gluing the 2 arms together. We're doing this to make sure that the two parts of the puppet stick together when we put them around the sock. Adjust if you need to. Next, you're going to take your sock and your puppet's bodies, Now make sure the front of the sock is facing you and the heel is behind. And that your student uniform decorated side is facing upward. Now place your sock in between the two parts and sandwich them. And make sure you squish down the tape. Now adjust as needed. You can put on your arm. I like to put the sock on and kind of adjust. Make sure you leave ample space for the face. To help guide the body placement, I drew a nose in the middle of the puppet's face, just to be sure I had enough room. When you feel like you're ready, add more tape to the middle and glue down the arms. Now, your puppet should be nice and secure around the sock. To make the face, you can use any material. You can draw on your student face with markers, maybe glue on some buttons for the eyes and nose, maybe even add googly eyes. Be creative. Just a small reminder again to be sure to ask for permission if you use any other household materials or plan on using hot glue or sewing on some buttons. For now, I'm just going to make my eyes out of construction. Cut out the hair template, and then, using the edge of your sock as a guide, you're going to trace along the edge, and then cut any extra paper that is visible from the cat's eye. And place it right at the toe of the sock. Now, if you have short hair, you can leave it as is. Glue it down. But if you would like to add longer hair, you can cut out strips of construction paper, or you can cut out one rectangle and then make little lines little fringe, just like as if it's hair. It can be as long or as short as you would like. You can also use a pencil to curl the ends. Whatever your hair is like in real. Wherever your hair texture is in real. For my puppet, I found some brown yarn. So I'm going to use the yarn for the hair. If you decide to use yarn, one way to do it is tie around a piece of string. And use a paper clip to hook the yarn onto the puppets. Whether you use construction paper or yarn, now you can give your puppet a haircut. Adjust its length, maybe give it some bangs, maybe give it a mohawk, whatever you would like. First, you're going to take your cat's face template and either tape it or glue it down to your puppet. Now, you can either cut out or draw on the cat's eyes, nose, mouth, and whiskers. Don't forget to put on the ears. If you mastered the cat form and want to see if you can transfigure into another animal, feel free to do so. The options are endless. As we're nearing the end, everybody get out your wands. I'm going to put the puppet onto our hand. And I want you to think really hard about being a cat. And poof! Great job! You did it! Now let's change back. Great job, everyone. Professor McGonagall is going to be so proud.
Marvelous. Marvelous job. My students, you've all become quite lovely cats. Now, before you go, remember to clean up all of your hairballs and to move on to our next class. Be swift. The professor doesn't like to be kept waiting.